Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue to go over the reference materials. Today we will be doing the EuroFighter 2000. Title EuroFighter 2000 EFA. Type single seat, highly agile, STOL capable fighter, optimized for air defense and air superiority. Secondary capability for ground attack. These days, I think it's more a true multi-purpose, equally capable in the air superiority or ground attack role, but the first versions were definitely more suited for air to air than air to ground, and mostly in terms of avionics fit. In any case, program. Outline staff target for Common Combat Aircraft issued December of 1983 by Air Chiefs of Staff of France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and UK. Excuse me. Initial feasibility study launched July of 1984. France withdrew July of 1985, shareholdings then being readjusted to 33% each UK and Germany, 21% Italy, and 13% Spain. Project definition phase completed September of 1986. Definitive ESR-D, European Staff Requirement Development, issued September of 1987, giving military requirements in greater detail. Definition, refinement, and risk reduction stage completed in December of 1987. Main engine and weapon system development contract signed 23rd of November 1988. Planned 8 development aircraft, no prototypes apart from the BAE EAP C-1991-1992 and earlier Janes, reduced to 7 DA-127. Early 1991, coincident with 11% cut in intended flight test program to 4,500 hours. Total to be achieved in 2,990 sorties by prototype 635, 575, 430, 420, 385, 315, and 290 for DA1 to DA7 respectively, plus 1,700 sorties by first 5 production aircraft, which will be fitted with test instrumentation. Details of prototypes appear below. Defensive Aid Subsystem contract awarded to Euro DASS 13th of March 1992, but Germany and Spain initially declined to participate, may develop own equivalent systems. A version of ECR-90 radar first flew a nose of modified Bay 111 testbed ZE-433 at Bedford 8th of January 1993. C version is first ECR-90 package to fit EuroFighter. Fatigue test fuselage at Ottobrunn achieved 6,000 hours, equivalent to 1 lifetime, in May of 1995. Target is 18,000 hours, equivalent to 6,000 hours of service use by January of 1997. Design features: collaborative design by Bay, DASA, Ariana, and CASA, incorporating some design and technology, including low detectability from Bay EAP program. Low wing, low aspect ratio, tailless delta, including with 53-degree leading edge sweepback, under fuselage box with side-by-side engine air intakes, each with fixed upper wedge ramp and variable position lower cowl lip. With Dowdy actuators. Intended service life 6,000 hours or 30 years. Integrated structural health and usage monitoring system, first in any combat aircraft, calculates structural fatigue at 20 positions on the airframe 16 times per second during flight. Maintainability features 10 million man hours per... No, that can't be right. I think that's supposed to be like 10 man hours per flight hour and single engine change by 4 engineers in 45 minutes. Operational turnaround by 6 ground crew in 25 minutes. Flying controls: 2-segment automatic slats on wing leading edges, inboard and outboard flaperons on trailing edges, all moving 4 planes below windscreen, rudder hydraulically actuated, air brake aft of canopy, forming part of dorsal spine. Liebherr primary flight control actuators, full authority, quadruple active control technology, digital fly-by-wire flight control system, team leader DASA, combines with mission adaptive configuring and aircraft's instability and pitch to provide required carefree handling, gust alleviation, and high sustained maneuverability throughout flight envelope. Pitch and roll control via 4-plane flaperon ACT to provide artificial longitudinal stability, yaw control or via rudder. No manual reversion, but DFCS incorporates auto recovery mode or panic button for immediate return to straight and level flight in emergency. ADA language apart from time critical subroutines in assembler. Standard agreement 3910 NATO standard data bus. Landing gear, Dowdy Aerospace retractable tricycle type, single wheel main units retract inward in the fuselage. Nose wheel unit forward. Nose wheel steering is subfunction of DFCS. Type sizes 28 by 9.5 inches main, 18 by 7.7 inches nose. Power plant. First two development aircraft, each powered by two Turbo Union RB199-122 Mark 10 4E afterburning turbofans, each more than 71.2 kilonewtons or 16,000 pounds thrust. DA3 through DA7 retrofitted in 1996. DA1 and DA2 and production aircraft will have two Eurojet EJ200 advanced technology turbofans, each of approximately 60 kilonewtons, 13,490 pounds dry thrust, and 90 kilonewtons or 20,250 pounds nominal thrust with afterburning mounted side by side in rear fuselage with ventral intakes. Staged EJ200 improvements available but not funded to 103 kilonewtons or 23,155 pounds force and 117 kilonewtons or 26,300 pounds force. That's the digital engine control system. Accommodation pilot only, a Martin Baker Mark 16A00 ejection seat, Smith's Industries glass shields. Avionics. Bay has overall team leadership for avionics development and integration. All avionics, flight control, and utilities control systems integrated through databus highways with appropriate redundancy levels using fiber optics and microprocessors. Some functions activated by direct voice input with 100-word vocabulary. Comms, Roden Schwartz, Saturn VHF UHF communications. Computing devices, video and voice recorder. Radar, GEC Marconi ECR90 and multimode pulse Doppler radar. Flight, GEC Marconi Elmer crash survival memory unit. Instrumentation, special attention given to reducing pilot workload. New cockpit techniques simplify safe and effective operation to limits of flight envelope while monitoring and managing aircraft and its operational systems and detecting, identifying, and attacking desired targets while remaining safe from enemy defenses. This is achieved through high level of system integration and automation, including HOTAS controls, GEC Marconi wide-angle HUD able to display, in addition to other symbology, FLIR pictures from center pod mounted externally to port side of cockpit, helmet mounted sight HMS with direct voice input DVI for appropriate functions, and 3 Smith's Industries multifunction head down color CRT displays MHDD. Beldex cockpit interface unit. Mission: Eurofist, Pickington Thorn Optronics Consortium Pirate, passive infrared airborne tracking equipment, port side of windscreen. RAF aircraft to have optional reconnaissance capability with a long-range electro-optical pod, for which SRA 1368 was issued in 1995. Self-defense, Advanced Integrated Defensive Aid Subsystem, DASS or DAS. Contracted to EuroDAS Consortium, led by GEC Marconi Defense Systems, includes RWR and active jamming pod at each wingtip, plus laser warning receiver, missile approach warning, and towed decoys. Germany withdrew from DAS, but still requires RWR and missile approach warning. Spain also withdrew, but intends to rejoin. UK and Spain are only nations to have the laser warning receiver. Armament: Interceptor will have internally mounted 27mm Mauser gun on starboard side, plus mix of medium-range AIM-120 AMRAAM or ASPIDE and short-range air-to-air missiles carried externally. 4 AIM-120s carried in under fuselage trows. Germany to pursue development of short-range IRIS-T. Short-range missiles carried ML Aviation underwing ejector release units. EuroFighter will, if necessary, be able to carry considerable loads of air-to-surface weapons. Total of 13 external store stations, 5 including 1 wet under fuselage and 4 including 1 wet under each wing. It's also worth noting that in at least a couple of countries now, the Meteor air-to-air missile has replaced the AMRAAM as the primary medium/long-range air-to-air missile of these aircraft. Let's remember, all these articles are from like 1999 or earlier, and probably closer to 1998. It was probably the latest any of these editions would be. Maybe it's in the credits what edition they pulled from, but the original games came out around 1995. And I don't know if they updated the reference as they released additional versions of the game, you know, USNF, ATF, and then Fighters Anthology. So remember, always keep that in mind. Dimensions external. Wingspan over ECM pods, 10.95 meters, or 35 feet 11 inches. Wing aspect ratio, 2.2. Length overall, 15.96 meters, or 52 feet and 4 1/4 inches. Height overall, 5.28 meters, or 17 feet and 3 7/8 inches. Areas, wings, gross, 50 meters squared, or 538.2 square feet. Foreplanes, 2.4 meters squared, or 25.83 square feet. Weights and loadings approximate. Weight empty, 9,750 kilograms, or 21,495 pounds. Internal fuel load, 4,000 kilograms, or 8,818 pounds. Performance design, max level speed Mach 2, time to 10,670 meters altitude or 35,000 feet altitude, Mach 1.5 up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Runway requirement, 700 meters or 2,300 feet. Takeoff run air combat mission, 300 meters or 985 feet. G limits with full internal fuel and 2 AIM-120s plus 9-3. Length, 15.96 meters. Height, 5.28 meters. Wingspan, 10.95 meters. Max takeoff weight, 21,000 kilograms. Max level speed in knots, 1,321. And takeoff run of 300 meters. So here we can see the close-up 3D view. I believe now in the campaign we mostly flew as a German Eurofighter, but obviously this is used by UK, Germany, Spain. I think Austria might have some. I know I went over the full list when I did my other more modern kind of walkthrough, demonstration, history, whatever you want to call it, of the aircraft. And I think they're pursuing international sales pretty heavily now. I think they might have sold some to the Saudis, just off the top of my head. So yeah, this guy's getting around, and you can see we're going to have a lot of photos when we get to that part. But the best part is that since this is a flyable aircraft, we get videos! So let's watch the first one now.
The EuroFighter 2000 is a 4-plane Delta single-seat, high-performance, agile combat aircraft, optimized for the air superiority role in both beyond visual range and close combat scenarios, but with a comprehensive air-to-surface attack capability. The all-weather Mach 2 EuroFighter is designed to meet the requirements of 4 European partner nations, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the United Kingdom, who formed the NATO EuroFighter 2000 Management Agency to oversee the complete development of this important new aircraft weapon system and its propulsion system. Contracts for both projects were signed in November 1988. Flight testing of 7 development aircraft is shared among the 4 countries. The first Eurofighter flew in Germany in March 1994, and all development aircraft are scheduled to be flying by the end of 1996. The EF-2000 is scheduled for service by the year 2000 and is capable of meeting the air defense requirements of the 4 partner nations well into the next century.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Italy being a partner. But wow, that time was not kind to that video. Even viewing native resolution here, like I am, I mean it's like a 640 by 480 interlace video, if even that resolution. I think it's less than that. And oh man, the compression on that video and audio. Whew, time has not been kind. but yeah, I think that video goes to show this thing wasn't even in service at the time any of these games released. So that's why this section is a lot shorter than it would have been had this been like an in-service US aircraft. We'd probably have a couple more pages there. But with that being said, let us watch our first maneuvers video.
The EuroFighter 2000 is designed to be extremely agile and capable of air combat maneuvers not possible in previous fighters. Special emphasis has therefore been placed on low wing loading, high thrust-to-weight ratio, and carefree handling. Powered by 2 EJ-200 engines, The aircraft's high performance is matched by excellent all-round vision and by sophisticated attack identification and defense systems, which include long-range radar and infrared search and track systems, advanced medium and short-range air-to-air missiles, and a comprehensive electronic warfare suite to further increase the weapon system's effectiveness and survivability. High reliability, high component life, and ease of maintenance are contractual obligations aimed at greatly reducing the life cycle cost of the aircraft and minimizing support requirements. The extensive use of carbon fiber composites and other advanced materials confers strength and durability with low weight and ensures a smooth, conformed finish to minimize drag.
Oh, that was more some general knowledge. But one thing I really like there that I don't think I've seen before is that was obviously probably a developmental aircraft, and the roundel on the aircraft was actually split into quadrants to represent the 4 member nations. And they did include it. I did want to switch back to here to see if they included the ECM wingtips that were mentioned in the article, and they did. So good job, designers. Although I assume most of the playable aircraft are generally going to have a little more detail over non-playable aircraft, since the player will probably be seeing them more often than, non-playable aircraft. You're only going to see them when you're shooting them down, in which case you might be too busy to actually look closely at the aircraft outside of this reference database. So that concludes today's episode of the Jane's Reference Showcase. I hope you all enjoyed it. And with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.